What is going on, y'all? It is the Caveman back at it again with another video, and I'm back with my game picks as I am every single Thursday. If you're new around here, it's pretty simple. I'm just gonna go through the week 7 games and tell you who I think is gonna come out as the winner. I think it's pretty damn simple. Of course, before we get into it, you guys know the drill. Mott's applesauce. If you're ever hungry, thirsty, whatever it might be, Mott's applesauce will satisfy whatever satisfying you need to satisfy you with the Caveman guarantee. I promise it will never fail you. Let's get into some week 7 game picks. Of course, as usual, I'm gonna go over how I did the week prior. Last week there were only 14 games. This week there are only 13 games. The bye weeks are starting to come into play. I went 10-4 last week. That Buffalo Bills loss on Monday Night Football really kind of screwed things up. I was poised to go 11-3, assuming they won, and I figured that was going to happen, and I was going to be pretty comfortable with that. But 10-4 certainly wasn't my best week. A 10-4 record though moves my overall record for the 2021 season to 66-28. I still think that's pretty damn impressive for being only 6 weeks in now. I think I've done pretty damn well. I'm averaging about 11 wins per week. Also, one more quick thing before I get into it. I've been playing and thoroughly enjoying Underdog Fantasy, and this is in no way sponsored by Underdog Fantasy whatsoever. I'm just speaking from the heart because I've been enjoying it so much. Underdog Fantasy, if you don't know what it is, you're able to put down different pick'ems, different prop bets, and you're able to win up to 20 times your money if you get them all correct. You can also do different types of drafts, and you can do this for college football, the NHL, the NBA, soccer, golf, anything you want, and it's just a blast. If you want to sign up now, you can use my code the Caveman, and we both get an extra $10 upon registration. So once you put that first deposit in of $10, you get an extra $10 for free if you use my code the Caveman. So be sure you're using that code if you're signing up for the Underdog Fantasy. And let's get into it. So let's kick week 7 off with our Thursday night football game. It's the Cleveland Browns, who are very banged up, host the Denver Broncos, who are on a massive downswing as of late. They went from 3-0 to 3-3 rather quick. The Browns are poised to have out both of their starting running backs in Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb. Baker Mayfield's also not playing, which might be to their benefit. Both of their starting tackles are questionable. OBJ is questionable. They are banged up to the fullest extent. The Denver Broncos also have a quarterback that's questionable in Teddy Bridgewater. They haven't won since week 3. Like I just mentioned, they started off 3-0 and now are 3-3. They are in a major downswing. I'm going to go with the Cleveland Browns here at home as they are favored. Even with all of the injuries that the Browns are suffering, I think Case Keenum is decent enough to get the job done, especially against a fake-ass Denver Broncos team. I think Vic Fangio's a nutcase. I don't think he knows what he's doing over there, and I think he's slowly losing his locker room as well. Considering the Browns are at home and they do have a decent defense that I think has been struggling lately but can find its way in this game, I'm going to go with the Browns here. I don't know. The Denver Broncos, they just rub me the wrong way. They're 3-3 right now, but they're the fakest 3-3 we have in the entire league. First game to start us off on Sunday at 1 o'clock is one of the better games that we're going to have this week as the Cincinnati Bengals and Baltimore Ravens face off in a divisional matchup. This game is in Baltimore, and the Ravens at home are extremely dangerous as we've seen as of late. They just beat up on a red-hot Los Angeles Chargers team at home. They came back down 16 in the fourth quarter to the Indianapolis Colts at home. They're a very good team, and at home they're even better, so I'm going to take them over the Bengals here. This game is huge for the division, by the way. Lamar's playing like an MVP, and although the Bengals deserve all the credit in the world because they've been playing very well, I'm still going to go with the Ravens here. Although I would not touch this game with any sort of, dollar amount. I would be afraid to put money on this game, only because the Bengals have lost 2 games, right? Both of them were only by 3 points, so they're going to keep it close no matter what unless they end up winning. So I wouldn't want to put money on this and have you shaking in your boots the entire time. Next up, we got the Carolina Panthers traveling to New York to take on the Giants. The Giants are as banged up as it gets. I honest to God feel really bad for that poor team. They were starting to find a little bit of a rhythm. Daniel Jones was starting to catch some heat, and then their entire team collapsed right in front of his face. Saquon went down, Kenny Golladay went down, Sterling Shepard and Darius Slayton were already down, Kadarius Toney went down. They are just so injury-riddled, it's disgusting. And although Sam Darnold has appeared to struggle over the last 2 games, I think he finds his way and gets back on track against the Giants here, who, like I said, they just don't have any luck going for them. I like Daniel Jones, I like Saquon Barkley. I like everything that's going on over there in New York. I think Joe Judge is a bit of a meathead, but nevertheless, I like the Giants. Unfortunately, they're just dealing with way too much bullshit right now. They cannot stay healthy. The Carolina Panthers are a solid football team that's going to get back on track this week against them on the road. I'm going with the Carolina Panthers. Moving on, we got one of the safest bets of the week as the Green Bay Packers are hosting the Washington football team. This is just, it's Green Bay Packers all day. I mean, is there any debating this here? I mean, it's one of the safest bets of the week. The Green Bay Packers just beat up on a Chicago Bears team who I view as better than Washington. I don't know. What else is there to say? I mean, the football team is struggling horribly. Taylor Heinicke he's struggling. He's doing everything he can, but that defense is really the anchor that's holding them down. It's nowhere near as good as everybody thought it was. Of course, we got to go with Davante Adams, Aaron Rodgers, Aaron Jones, and the Green Bay Packers, right? This next game is a game that is huge for us Bills fans. It's the Tennessee Titans, who just took us down, go up against the Kansas City Chiefs at home. The Titans are at home. This is a very, very big game for the AFC. I would be a little weary of putting any dollar amount on the Kansas City Chiefs in this game. I think the Tennessee Titans are going to take this one as the big underdog. You simply don't beat the Buffalo Bills by mistake. Even if the Bills didn't play their best game, they played well. The Tennessee Titans did what they had to do. And I view the Kansas City Chiefs as a team that are just a worse version of the Buffalo Bills, a team with a very inconsistent hit or miss offensive line and a defense that just straight up sucks. Whereas our defense is good, their defense is just bad. And they have an offense that, kind of can run the ball, hit or miss offensive line, a quarterback that's trying to do too much. I just think the Tennessee Titans have the recipe to beat a team like us and have the recipe to beat a team like the Kansas City Chiefs. Not to mention that they are at home once again. I just think this is a recipe for disaster when it comes to the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm taking the Tennessee Titans. Moving on, we got the Atlanta Falcons, fresh off a bye week, heading to Miami to take on the awful, pathetic, embarrassing Miami Dolphins. The Dolphins, I just don't think I can count them in any game going forward. They're just brutal. They are miserable. There's just no other way to put it. Tua sucks. Brian Flores is extremely overrated. That roster is not what everybody thought it was. Not to mention that they just lost to the Jacksonville Jaguars last week. There's just nothing good going for the Miami Dolphins right now. They're in talks to trade for Deshaun Watson, supposedly, once again. I mean, we've been hearing those rumors forever now. But nevertheless, focusing on the game, I think the Atlanta Falcons come in and whoop the Miami Dolphins' ass coming fresh off that bye week. Matty Ice has been kind of heating up lately, and I think he's going to build on that against the Miami Dolphins. Kyle Pitts finally got heavily involved the week before the bye, so I think he's once again getting used to the offense, and he's going to be a bigger factor. Like I said, the Miami Dolphins just have nothing good to offer. I don't believe them to win any game going forward. I'm taking the Atlanta Falcons as favorites. The final 1 o'clock game we have on Sunday will put you right to sleep, as we have an AFC East divisional matchup between the New England Patriots and the New York Jets. This game will be quite the doozy. I think the Patriots are easily the safe bet here. For some reason, they have this really weird inconsistency where they're playing to the level of their opponents, similar to the Cincinnati Bengals. They were really close with the Cowboys and the Buccaneers. Like, the defense was keeping them in those games, but then the defense against the Texans for the Patriots was getting shredded, and the offense had to mount a comeback. So, very weird, this Patriots team. I can't lie. So I'm not weary of this game or anything, but it is weird the way they're playing. But I'm taking the Patriots here no matter what. The New York Jets are struggling. They suck as an organization. They're just right down there with the Miami Dolphins. I don't think Bill Belichick's losing to the Jets. Give me the Patriots. I have a feeling that this next 4 o'clock matchup is going to result in somebody calling the cops on the Los Angeles Rams for attempted murder as they host the Detroit Lions, the winless Detroit Lions, I might add. Yeah, I mean, is there really anything to say? This is, one of the many, just extremely lopsided matchups that we have this week. We have the Green Bay Packers against the Washington football team, and now we have the Rams against the Lions. I mean, it's going to be an absolute slaughter fest. Yeah, this is going to be brutal. I fully expect this game to be just a murder. This money line should be minus 400,000 at this point. Like, the Lions have no chance. Moving on, we have a game that's slightly more appetizing as the 1-0 Raiders without John Gruden host the Philadelphia Eagles, who kind of sneakily snuck up behind the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the end of that game last week in prime time. I'm going to go with the Raiders here because I think they are a solid football team. I believe in the Raiders. I think they haven't been fake up to this point. I thought if there was a time for them to struggle and really go down in a ditch, it was going to be last week against the Broncos, a divisional rival, after all that John Gruden bullshit happened. But they proved me wrong. I thought they were going to lose that game. They came out and won. They fought through the adversity. I think they're going to do the same thing this week against the Philadelphia Eagles, who are just really struggling to find their way as of late. Halfway through the afternoon slate, we have another murder on hand. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers hosting the Chicago Bears. Man, I mean, what's with these lopsided matchups this week? It makes it so easy to pick, and I almost don't like that. I keep going through these matchups, and it just keeps getting worse. I mean, this is the 4th lopsided matchup that we have this week. This is horrible. The Cardinals against the Texans. It doesn't matter who's home, who's away. They can be playing underwater. They can be playing on a cloud. This game is a murder. This is a slaughter. The Texans stand 0 chance against the Arizona Cardinals, the undefeated Arizona Cardinals. My God. Like, what a brutal week. Like, this is another instant lock. Like, I mean, that's not even fun. Finally, though, the Sunday Night Football game might provide us with a lick of entertainment. Considering it's a primetime game, you would hope that's the case. They've been awesome this year, by the way. Primetime games have been outstanding. Anyway, the 49ers are hosting the Indianapolis Colts. This will be a very, very good matchup, in my opinion. I feel like I've been saying it every video as of late, but I am riding with the Colts. I think they're going to go on a little bit of a win streak in the middle part of the season here, including against the 49ers on the road. Unfortunately, as of this morning, they lost Julian Blackmon to what I believe was an ACL or Achilles injury. He's out for the season. They're starting safety. The Colts are another team that have been struggling with injuries left and right all year. They're a good team. I fully believe in Carson Wentz. He's been doing well as well. Colts, going with the Colts against the 49ers on prime time. And last and probably least, we have the Seattle Seahawks hosting the fresh off a bye New Orleans Saints. Now, I was shocked with how long the Seattle Seahawks hung around with the Pittsburgh Steelers in primetime last week. Granted, I think that says a lot more about how bad the Steelers are than it says about anything regarding the Seattle Seahawks. I think the Steelers are just that bad. Big Ben and that offense just struggles that much, where the Seattle Seahawks, led by Geno Smith, are able to just hang around in a game like that. But nevertheless, I don't think the New Orleans Saints are going to let the Seahawks hang around as long as the Steelers did. I'm going to go with the New Orleans Saints on primetime, even on the road. So those are my picks for the week. This week sucks ass. Like, I genuinely did not enjoy picking for this week. So many lopsided matchups, so many unentertaining games. All the good teams are on a bye, including my Buffalo Bills. But this week, it was just ass. Like, this was just not enjoyable to pick. Let me know your picks down in the comment section below. Let me know what you agree and disagree with. Remember, use my code TheCaveman if you're registering for Underdog Fantasy. I will have the link down in the description below. If you enjoyed the video, as always, please like, subscribe, do all the fun stuff. If you want to hit the bell to be notified when I upload, I would appreciate that. If you want to go over to Twitter, follow me over there. I would appreciate that as well. I'm a part of the Built-In Buffalo content creation team. If you enjoy Buffalo Bills content, be sure to follow and subscribe to us on any social medias you might have, and I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.